Hello. Is anybody there? Hi everyone, how you all doing? Hello. Hi. Hi Pippi Silver. Hello. Hello everybody, nice to see you all. Hello. I'm waving again. I always do that when I see little wavy hands. I don't know why. How are you all doing? It's a lovely sunny day in Yorkshire for a change, which is nice. So, welcome everybody to the 10th Gain Creative Confidence session. I can't believe it's the 10th already. Hello, coming in. Nice to see you all. Thanks for coming in. So, last time we were talking about autumn. This time we're on to Christmas. How fast did that go? It's a bit scary. Hello. Oh, Pippi Silver's walking the dog. That's fine. It's all good. Listen wherever you can. That's brilliant. So first of all, I've got to give a shout out, obviously, to Psychologist magazine. This is the latest edition with lovely ruby wax on the front. If you haven't already got it, if you're wanting this in your post box, as I do every month, then head to the bio and the details are all there, and makes obviously a fab Christmas present too. I think just after the last session I did, the November session arrived, and I just wanted to show you all because within that is some of these live sessions work. So yeah, they put a little section in there about these sessions, so that was really nice that they shared that. So for those that are new out there, a little bit about me. My name's Juliet and I'm from the Curious Creative Club, which I always think sounds like a massive thing, but it's not. It's just me. I created this purely for my love of creative hobbies, work that I do. So it was to link my photography, writing and art passions together in one place, and I created a blog out of it, and I blog weekly on all aspects of creativity, all kinds of things. Hello everybody coming in, nice to see you. So each week I blog about all kinds of things to do with creativity, the seasons, what's inspiring me, what I read, what I listen to, what kind of gets me going creatively wise, really. So yeah, that's where you can find me most times. I've also got my Instagram page, obviously, at the Curious Creative Club. I have a nature-based one as well called @Soothed by Nature, where a lot of my photography sits, because I'm really passionate about nature photography. Hello everybody coming in, nice to see you. In normal life, I also run writing workshops, but obviously it's not normal life right now. I create art cards as well, which I'll talk about a little bit in a bit. And I also run a local accountability group called Wow Wednesdays, where we all chat about the projects that we've got going on. It's usually creatives and small businesses in the local area talking about their goals and what they want to get done that week. And I and my partner Claire help them with that. So yeah, that's what I'm all about, really. We started these sessions back in the first lockdown after I had a nice chat with Susie, the editor of Psychologist magazine, and we were talking about how creativity has expanded during this time and is really helping people with their well-being, especially as we're in now second lockdown in England. Hello everybody coming in, thank you for joining. And so we decided after that chat that we'd do these it was weekly back then, but we've now expanded it to monthly, just to give you time to do some of the stuff as well. You know, we're all busy. So we talk about a little bit to do with creativity and what's going on, either linked to the time of year or any kind of inspiration I've had recently, and then I set you some challenges and some tasks, and that's how it's worked, and that's why some people have shared their work with me, and it's obviously gone into the magazine, so that's been brilliant. Yes, Quest for Success UK, it really has expanded, and it's great, and I'm trying to actually write a book about it on the kind of non-fiction side about how creativity has helped me throughout my life, and you know why I sing its praises on a regular basis. So yeah, as you know, I'm madly passionate about it, and it really has helped get us through these tough times, I think. Just to have something to focus on, a bit of passion and a bit of purpose as well. So yeah, that's what it's all about. Today, like I say, I'm going to talk about Christmas. So I'm going to crack on because I've got loads of notes. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing, because I never want to miss anything, and I always end up writing loads of stuff. So last time, as I said, we spoke about autumn. Ooh, what will the title of the book be? Right, well, this is interesting. You can't pinch it though. It's going to be called Creative by Nature. So it's a bit of a play on the photography I do, Soothed by Nature. And it's all about, because I believe everybody is creative by nature, by human nature. I don't believe there's anybody out there that's not creative in some way, shape or form. It just depends what your creative passion is and finding that. So yeah, that's what it's going to be about, because I believe it's inbuilt in us as humans that we are creative. So yeah, that's what it's about. Pinch, that's funny. So yeah, we're going to talk about Christmas today, and I've just seen my friend Pauline join, which is quite interesting, because she's very creative at Christmas time. So I'll nod to her in a bit. So as you know, we're heading towards December pretty fast, and there's only actually 27 days to go. But don't panic, it's okay. We can do this. We've got supplies in that we can create really nice things for our friends and family. Or you can go out and get natural resources to create things. So it's all going to be fine. There's a hip hop band called Naughty by Nature, right? Okay. I might have to have a listen to them afterwards. Okay, so on to what Christmas is all about for me, and I think it's very much about tradition, which I'm sure you'll all agree. And I think in this kind of bizarre time where it's really turbulent, things are out of our control, I think it's really important to hang on to those traditions and build upon them. Seasons and traditions are kind of the constant that we've got in our lives right now. There's not much else that is, to be honest. So I think it's a great way to kind of really focus on those traditions and appreciate them and make the most out of them during this time. So just to give you some examples of the traditions that we have as a family, it's interesting as well, because you just kind of naturally do them and don't necessarily realise the traditions, but they do become a fundamental part of Christmas. And my kids still talk about this stuff all the time, so it's obviously important to them, even though you might just do it naturally. So yeah, I'll just go through a few. So we have Christmas stockings at the end of their beds, which are like some giant ones that I bought at a Christmas market a while ago. And it's quite funny because, my husband's all about the big gifts, but I love doing the little gifts. I love filling those stockings with just really simple things like a Terry's chocolate orange or a pair of socks and things like that. And believe it or not, they might just have about, 8 or 10 little presents in there, but they will spend half an hour going through those presents. So I really like choosing those and just thinking of little quirky things to go in there. My husband and myself always have mulled wine when we're wrapping the presents. It's a job we don't particularly love, so the mulled wine takes the edge off and makes it a little bit funnier. Hello everybody coming in, thanks for joining. And then obviously the Christmas trees, we have 2 Christmas trees in our house. We did have 3 at one point, which was a bit crazy. But the one in the lounge I do, kind of Monica style, all nice and neat and, perfect, or try to be. And then there's the one in the playroom that the kids do, that we just give them a whole load of stuff and they just throw it at the tree. But they love doing it, so yeah, that's all good. Mark's usually my husband's on lights duty, so... sounds like a plan for wrapping. Yeah, I agree. It is one of those things, isn't it? And it always ends up being, 3, bad, huh? It always ends up being lastminute.com as well, doesn't it? You always, I don't know about you, but I hide presents from quite early on and then I find them really last minute. So it's a case of, we've got to get this wrapped. So yeah, mulled wine is the key. Another big thing is the holiday film. So I don't know if you've ever seen that. It's with Kate Winslet and Cameron Diaz and Jack Black and Jude Law. It's my absolute favourite film, holiday, Christmassy film. Absolutely love it. Jude Law is all I can say. But yeah, that's a tradition as well. Always gets watched. And then things like my mum does the Christmas loaves, which is great because none of the rest of my family like Christmas cake. So it's perfect for me. And it's quite sentimental as well. When I had When I had my daughter, she was really, really tiny. She wasn't premature or anything, but she was just tiny. And she was in special care for a while, and she was a bit like a limpet to me. And she was born on December the 19th. So the only kind of food that I could easily slice was Christmas cake. So I pretty much lived on Christmas cake for about 3 months while looking after her when she was tiny. So those are some of the kind of traditions that I have. But what about making some new ones? So I think it's very much go big or go home this year. We've all had a really rough year, let's face it. I know some people have put their trees up already. I'm really tempted to, but we tend to get real trees, and I'm just a bit worried they might die before Christmas Day if we put them up too soon. But they will be going up that kind of first weekend in December. So I'm really looking forward to that. But there's some other things that I'm going to do this year, just to make it extra special, I think, because, we are all stuck in at home. We're going to be spending a lot more time here. We can't visit as many friends and family. So I think it's really important to just go wild in the house this year. So I'll be making, those of you who've joined before will know that I love needle felting. I find it very therapeutic, especially at the moment when we're all a little bit stressed. And you can easily make like little shapes like this heart or stars and things like that, and then cut them out, double them over, and like stuff them full of something and sew them around the edges, and they can become really easy decorations, and you can do all kinds of shapes. The things that work quite well, the stars obviously, but if you've got any like Christmas biscuit cutters, they work really well as to needle felt within that to create the shapes. So that's a good idea to hang some extra decorations from your tree. I've seen, I don't know how I'm going to show you this because I'm rubbish at turning things around, but this is in my blog. I saw this online and I really fancy having a go at this. I've just watched the video. It looks quite tricky, but I am going to have a go. So there's a lady called it'salwaysautumn.com, and she's a big crafter, and she's made these origami stars. I'm just going to show you on my screen. I think you can see there, and they look really cool. And they basically involve about 5 steps of folding. I've just watched the video, and it kind of blows my mind a little because I'm not very good at following instructions, but I am going to have a go because they look really cool. So that's another thing I'm going to have a go at. You'll have seen on the last episode that I did that I created some kind of, how do I explain this, autumnal flowers out of a pumpkin, the middle of a pumpkin. So I'm going to have a go at doing a kind of festive centrepiece, floral centrepiece. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to hold it in yet, but I've got some oasis. And then I'm going to collect things from the woods like holly and ivy and any kind of pine branches and things like that. And this is when I was mentioning my friend Pauline before. She usually makes these for me. So I'm going to have a go this time myself this year because I did really enjoy doing the Halloween one. The pumpkin one that lasted quite a while actually. Hi there, coming in, thank you for joining. So I'm going to have a go at that. And then other things like pine cones, so this is a giant one, but we've got some smaller ones, and my son is a bit of a dab hand with spray paint these days, so I'm going to get him to spray paint them, some of them white and different colours, and create a garland out of them, I think. So I'll thread them with some string and pop them up, so I'm going to have a go at that. And then the big project that I really want to do this year is, if you see above me, you'll see we live in a converted barn, and it's got big beams everywhere, and there's 2 of these beams either side. And basically I've seen this done before by my friend Claire, who's from at my house Candy, and she's put a massive branch above her table and kind of suspended it from the roof, but we can easily do that kind of between these beams. I think I've kind of nodded to the husband that we're going to do this. I'm not sure he's that enthusiastic, but we'll have a go anyway. So I'm going to drag home a big branch from the woods, pop that up there with, and hold it with some strong rope, and then hang decorations from that and some like pine branches as well. So it creates and probably some lights. So it creates like a real festive table focal point really above the table. So yeah, I'm going to have a go at doing that. That's going to be my big thing this year. Should imagine it's going to take a while, but we've got plenty of time, haven't we? So yeah, I'm up for having a go at that. So then next up is kind of gifts and cards. So as you all know, if you've watched before, I do make art cards, and at Christmas time I do tend to do them. Haven't done that many this year, I've just been really busy with some other things. But in previous years, I'll just show you the kind of thing I've done. And I'm showing you this not to say, woohoo, look at me. I'm showing you this to say, this is how simple it can be and how childlike it can be. And it's all about having a go, not about perfectionism. As we often say in these sessions, it's all about progress, not perfect, and just having a go, really. And it's a really cheap and affordable way of doing these kind of things, make them a bit more special to give to your close friends and family. And also, you know, if you do get them printed at a local printer, it's supporting their business as well, because obviously they're finding it really tough at the moment. Thank you, Quest for Success. So these are when I first started going to like art group and really just starting out, so just preempt, do not expect perfect Christmas card. So these were a kind of theme I went for. And this is like, it says, wishing you the coziest Christmas time, which is quite apt at the moment. So I had a bit of a Santa hat theme going on. So there was this house one. And then I must have been a bit obsessed with hedgehogs at the time. This says, sending Christmas hogs and kisses. So that was my little hedgehog one. And then this owl, which I did twice, because the first time it looked a bit too evil. Still looks a bit evil, but yeah, that was the kind of wise owl one I did. Thank you. It was literally just ink and using red and black, and that was it. And then last year, because I got into this whole needle felt thing, I had a go at creating cards out of needle felt, which I didn't think you could do, but we just had a go with my local printer, and it turned out quite well because it looked quite 3D. So this is the Christmas tree one. If you see up close, you can see that kind of wool effect. And then this was my holly leaves one, and this is probably the most successful seller last year, so that went down quite well. And then this one was a bit of a disaster, but I printed it anyway, and I didn't think anything of it until my friend said to me that it looked like Donald Trump. So it's now called the Donald Trump Robin. So this was that, and I kind of get what she means. So I've never been able to look at it in the same way since. So those are the ones that I created the last 2 seasons. Like I say, I haven't had as much time this year, but I did feel the need to get back to some creativity yesterday. So I went in the cabin. And created a couple. So this, can't really tell the wording, but again, it's just felt tip pen on this kind of textured background, which I quite like, and it just says, holy moly, what a year, sending you lots of love and cheer. So I kind of wanted to give a nod to the craziest of this year. And then the next one, and again, just to prove, you know, I'm no expert. I've been doing this 4 years and I'm certainly no expert at all, and I just like having a go and playing. And a while ago, I created this kind of bird selection. So if you see these 4 birds here, there were individual cards and individual drawings that took me absolutely ages because it's all done with fine liners and it took forever. So I thought, why not try and create a Christmas version of that? So I did this one yesterday, which is hilarious. And it says, rocking it this Christmas time. So this is my kind of rocking Robin. For one, he was leaning backwards, so he was definitely rocking physically. He was not standing up straight. And then I decided to add a Mohican on him just for fun. But the wording went wrong. So this is proof that you can sort things out as well. So the wording, I think I used capital letters and then, you know, lowercase as well, which didn't work. So I was really annoyed. But thankfully, I'd taken a picture of it before I did that. And this is a really good kind of tip. If you're doing anything like this, if you take pictures at certain stages and you do anything like that you think that doesn't quite work, if you use things like Canva out there, which is, I don't know how you describe it really, it's an app that lets you create with images and text and things like that. So I'd taken that image without the wording on, uploaded that, and then put the type over the top of it, so it looks way better. And that that's a really good way of, nothing does have to be perfect. There are ways and means around things to sort things out. So those are my like 2 designs for this year, and I'll be sending those out to like friends and family. I might try and sell a few, but I'm not too precious about that. It's more about just having a bit of fun with friends and family and making it personal, because we all have been through a crazy year, so it kind of felt apt to acknowledge that rather than just the standard Christmas card this year. And it is cheap. It cost me 65p per card to print, so that when you look at the kind of prices you pay for especially close family ones, it's way more than that. So it's worth having a go at doing this, and the kids can do it too. They love doing it. My son has a go at creating his, and we've sent those out before. So yeah, that's all good. The other thing to do, obviously family are missing each other. You might have taken lots of pictures during lockdown, and you could easily create like a family photo calendar for them. If they are missing you, it'd be nice for them to have that on their kitchen wall, just to let them know that they're thinking of them. Oh, that's interesting to see. Thank you, Quest for Success. Free version to Photoshop. Right, okay. So yeah, it'll be a similar thing. And Canva does have a free package as well, so yeah, it's a good option to try if you just want to have a play about, or even if you don't want to use your own type, you do want to have that kind of typography feel. It's really good fun to play with, but it's quite addictive, I'll just warn you. Another thing might be that you have a special photo taken and have that framed, or if you are an artist, and especially if you are a portrait artist or want to have a go at doing that, you could have a go at drawing the family and framing that. That is my one weakness. I can't do people to save my life, so that would not work for me. But yeah, there are people out there who are very talented, and that would be a great thing to do, to send that over and let people know that you're thinking of them. So the next thing would be edible goodies. So great for the kids to get stuck in with as well. Create some Christmas treats. My daughter really wants to make a gingerbread house this year, which she's never done before. So that could be interesting. I'm not sure how that'll go, but she's really upped her kind of baking game over the last few weeks through pure boredom. So yeah, I'm going to let her have a go at that. Obviously mince pies, Christmas cake, brownies, all that kind of thing. You could create your own hamper as well, which I've done before, and that's a great way of supporting local businesses and independents as well. And okay, you might not be, you could make some of the food but not all of the food. You could buy some like local cheeses, things like that, or wine, and add those in there with a creative gift tag or something like that on the outside that lets you know you're thinking of them. Another thing I've thought about is sort of passing on your creative skills. So for those who are, not even really established but know how to do things, if there are other family members or friends that are interested in having a go at what you do but don't know where to start, you could almost create like a how-to booklet and then get all the materials for them and pop that in a box. And how nice would that be to kind of share your skill and pass it on to your friends and family? And again, that could be something that becomes a bit of a tradition then. They might pass it forward the next year. And I think that's just a lovely way of, you enjoying passing on your knowledge, and then obviously then getting the creative benefit at the end of it and something to do as well and to look forward to. Another thing around that as well might be to have almost like an IOU voucher. So I think particularly for friends, I don't know about you guys, but yeah, it's lovely going out for meals and all things like that, and I really do miss that, and going out for drinks and all the rest of it. But another thing that you could do is go on a workshop together and have like a creative afternoon, learning things like calligraphy, painting, needle felting, cooking, you name it. There's so many out there now, which is great to see. And obviously, if things are a bit tight as well, there's many people struggling out there financially. If it's something that you don't feel like you can afford this Christmas, then it's a great way of kind of passing that on for something to look forward to. So you can create your own IOU voucher, IOU a creative afternoon, doing this kind of workshop. And you can look for some examples out there of what's happening locally around you, and then just put that forward as a suggestion to your friend. And I think that's something really nice to look forward to as well. You know, we all need desperately things to look forward to right now. So I think that'd be a lovely thing to do as well. And then finally, it's about not necessarily just thinking about wrapping and gift tags, going and buying them. If you've got the time, then a great thing to do is get, you know, those big rolls that you can have on easels, like children's easels that are really long and just roll out. You can roll that all across your kitchen table, give them some paint, crayons, whatever, glitter, and just let them have a go at creating their own Christmas paper and let that dry and then cut that out. And that's so much more personal and nice, and also gives the kids something to do in the run up to Christmas as well. And the same with gift tags. I've done that before with pieces of card, cut out like holly shapes and things like that, let them decorate them, and then use those as my gift tags. Way cheaper, you know, we all could do with saving a bit of money this Christmas, I think, and that's an ideal way to do it and to get the family involved as well. So I think that's just about it. We're nearly at the half-hour mark. Other things I've thought of, well, I haven't actually, it's from a friend. Her and her daughter and husband are doing like a mince pie tasting competition. So they're buying in different mince pies everywhere and almost like judging them and rating them to find out the best mince pie by the end of Christmas, which I think is a really fun thing to do. Other things like that, you know, you could create your own cocktail sessions. You could, you know, non-alcoholic for the kids, obviously, but you could have an evening where you come up with a cocktail. In the past, I think I've mentioned before that as a family, we've done several come dine with me's now during lockdown, which has been really nice and has obviously taught the kids to follow recipes and have a go at cooking. So we were saying the other day we're going to do this, but for Christmas treats, and almost create like a bit of a Christmas naughty treat banquet and let us all put a dish in for that and judge those. So yeah, we're going to have a go at doing that as well. So I think that's just about it. I could go on forever. Oh, treasure hunt as well. Yeah, we regularly do treasure hunts in this house. So we create like weird clues, and you could easily do that with a box of celebrations, you know, make them work for their chocolate or treats. So that's another thing to do as well, just come up with some clues around the house. Although I do think from past experience it takes longer to create the clues than them to find them. So yeah, just you might need a bit of time for that. So like I say, I think that's about it on the Christmas front. Just to let you know, I'm wearing this badge today, which is just a card. I don't know if you've heard of this campaign before, but it's about supporting small independent businesses, whether it's a card or any other kind of product. And they've got their Indie Week going on at the moment, which is the 23rd to the 27th of November. And there's different prompts on Instagram. So if any of you out there are creative or have got creative businesses going on, you might want to join in that campaign, because it's a great way of finding lots of other in the creative community and, you know, learning from them, seeing what they provide and how they go about their business and their stories as well. It's all about telling the stories of behind that. Oh, thank you. Treasure hunt idea sounds super fun. Yeah, it's good. My Insta handle is @thecuriouscreativeclub. Thank you. Yeah, so that's where you'll find everything related to my blog, ideas, tips, inspiration. On there every other day with ideas that I've spotted. So yeah, pop on there and have a look. And the other thing, just to mention, I've found a new podcast. So often in my blogs, I explain what I've been reading or inspiration that's come to me, or podcasts that I've listened to. And I found a new one, which I always get really excited about. I'm a bit of a podcast addict. And it's called Creative Ways Podcast, and it's by Emma Isaacs, who's a local creative around here, and she interviews lots of other creatives as well to find out their stories and how they came to be and how they, you know, love what they do now, and how their passion has increased on their in their business and, you know, developed, and many of them are hugely successful now. So they're great stories to listen to. I mean, I'm always looking for these kind of stories, so I'm really happy I found another one. And yeah, the last 3 episodes have been brilliant, so pop over there. I don't know them that closely. I know someone that they interviewed and that's how I found them. But it is a really good, interesting podcast. So if you're into that kind of thing and you're looking for more creative inspiration, then pop over there. It's always good to have a listen. And I think that's about it. The next session will be December the 21st, which will be the last one of this year. So I have no idea what I'm going to do yet. It might be a bit of a reflection thing and setting new creative goals. Maybe some kind of vision board planning, things like that for the coming up year, because I love to do that and I find it really helps. So yeah, we'll probably be talking about something around that. But I will love to see you then. In the meantime, obviously, go and grab your edition or check out the bio for the link. And would love to see you over on my Insta or check out the blog. Again, it's at thecuriouscreativeclub.co.uk for that. And there's always links in my bio in my Instagram anyway. So yeah, lovely to chat to you all today. And yeah, I'm feeling more festive now. I feel like I need to go and do some of this stuff. And I'm gonna print off these doodles that I've done yesterday. See if they come out okay, and maybe share some of them on my blog as well. Yeah, vision boards, I love them too. I'm desperately need to do a new one. I did one about a year ago, and yeah, everything on there has come true. So I really need to make a new one and new plans for the next year. But yeah, lovely to see you all. I hope you have a fantastic Christmas. I know it's going to be a little different this year, but we can still make it magical. Fill your home with love and creative things and lots of light. And yeah, let's go into this new year with a bang and a lot more hope than last year. All right, take care. Thank you very much. See you soon. Bye.